many of you have already heard him. You've seen him on the videos. You've heard him discuss some of the science behind our product. I can tell you that I've now been involved with Paul for a number of years. He is an amazing guy. He really does make me feel less smart. He tries to talk to me. I shake my head. I try to understand and go where he goes. But his depth of knowledge in nutrition, the 17 years he's put in developing our ID Nutrition product and the formulas he's put together for other products is amazing. Very, very smart man. I'm very honored to be in business with him. I'm very honored that he's part of the team. He's a pharmacist. He's a compound pharmacist. He's a formulator. And obviously, he's also an inventor. And if that's not enough, he's also a nutritionist. Welcome to the stage, Paul Sullivan. Well, Paul, so thankful that you were able to fly in and be here. Of course, you would have probably done anything possible to get here. So
I would.
We got a few minutes. Let's jump in real quick, and we're going to talk a little bit of science, and we're going to talk about how we got here with Paul. Let's jump in real quick, and before we talk about our primary product, which is ID Nutrition, let's talk about a few of our other products, which are equally important. Now, up on the screen is energy. Now, I have to confess that Paul and I, about 10 minutes ago, we had some energy chews. Sorry. And I can feel it.
Yeah, I'm feeling it too. It's
thought we'd
kinda
get
rocking.
jacked up before we came out here. So let's talk about our energy chews. It's a triphasic approach to that you came up with. Actually, you and Tad came up with. Tell us about it.
Yeah, choosing to solve the solution. We just didn't want to come up with an energy product that got you all wired up and you fell off a cliff in 3 hours. But we knew that getting people is quick energy on the front end, we'll call it real quick onset of action, we say in pharmacy. And then the second phase is really the strong energy from the caffeine. The first ingredient is pisonephrine or Advantra-Z. And then the third ingredient is theobromine that comes from green tea, and it has about a 6 or 7 hour half-life, so it kind of lets you down gently.
Yeah, theobromine is what's in chocolate. That's the reason I like it.
Yeah, and we look at it more as not only energy, but kind of a fatigue fighter. So meaning it keeps you at that level, allows you to focus, mental concentration, and basically lets you down kind of gradually over a period of time.
Perfect. Our energy products, guys, and you guys already know, we have a drink coming, and it is an amazing product. Our chews are fabulous. The energy drink is fabulous, but they're healthy. That's the difference, guys. We're not, you hear all these crazy things, people going on these energy binges, drinking monsters, and their adrenal glands being destroyed and all that. It's not going to happen with our products. They're healthy, and that's what's important. So you're going to be able to replace non-healthy products with healthy products. And, there are those people out there that are extreme and are going to overdo even our energy product. So we've tried to make sure that we're safe even for those crazy people.
Healthy, effective, and meant to complement all the other products in the product line. So it's kind of, they're all integrated.
So we're not going to spend a lot of time on the drink, but let's do one thing. You've added some special things into the drink that are going to help with sports performance and some other things. Let's just touch on the drink just briefly.
Yeah, with the drink, people have a deficit in energy fatigue for a lot of reasons. You see the competition out there with maybe label paint that has some B complex and vitamins that are probably not going to help you much, and then maybe 150 to 200 milligrams of caffeine that will get you wired for a while, and again let you down. It's kind of the same theory that we have with the energy chews. But with the energy powder, we have we take care of the electrolytes, which are often what's needed when people are fatigued, especially if you're in an athletic event. We have amino acids that are added to feed your neurotransmitters, which keep that kind of mental acuity, the dopamine levels up that allow you to focus while you are energized. And then we have a caffeine, and you'll see it listed as 150 milligram, and it is 150 milligram, but we were able to find a new time-dissolving, sustained-release caffeine that dissolves over time.
Okay, so for layman's terms, for me, time-released caffeine was what he just said. Time release
Right.
caffeine.
Thank you, Scott, for translating that. Time release caffeine. What a novel concept. Yeah. So using that along with, we have a little bit of GABA in it to kind of take the edge off, and again, the ingredients to help maintain kind of mental focus.
All right. I'm very passionate about this product, and everyone that takes this product or has tried this product just raves about our sleep product. So let's talk about it from the standpoint of the sleep and what's in it, but also the healthy properties in it, even if you're not having a challenge with sleep, why you should take the product.
Right. It's again, this triphasic approach, and you'll see that everything we do here at IDLife and ID Nutrition is based on the clock. We try to service your needs, anticipate the patient's needs, the customer's need at the particular time of day that it's required. Now with the sleep product, we have a triphasic approach. It helps you get to sleep, stay asleep, or in some cases get back to sleep, and then awake and refreshed. So the melatonin is not an uncommon ingredient, but we're finding more and more health claims for it, that it's actually helping bone health. Melatonin does. It's a strong antioxidant. It helps brain health, as well as it helps solve some of the morning depression problems. The L-theanine we have added that kind of picks you up against anxiety and that kind of waking up with your brain racing and you can't get back to sleep at 2 in the morning, or it takes you till 3:30 to get back to sleep. But with this product, you just cruise right through, or if you have to, like I have occasionally, get up to go to the bathroom, you would be able to get back to sleep. So, and then lastly, finish with 5-HTP that helps address the serotonin rise in the morning. The people are lowest in serotonin in the morning, and we try to supply it to you during the night so you'll awaken refreshed.
That's exactly how I would have described our product. Exactly. Take it, you'll sleep better. Pretty simple.
And I truly believe you should take it whether or not you have difficulty sleeping. I mean, it is for brain health, for antioxidant health, for bone health. I mean, it's really, and more things coming out about melatonin even for cancer. So.
Yeah. Very, very powerful product. Very, very proud of that product. It's amazing. Guys, all of our products, and we're going to talk about the Appetite Chews, are sampleable products. You just simply put them in someone's hand and they see the result. We took the Energy Chews, 3 minutes in, we're going, whew, okay, here we go. That's what you want, right? You want it to work. So let's talk about the Appetite Chews. We've had some amazing results with this with our test group. Great product. Guys, it tastes like Tootsie Rolls. If you don't like Tootsie Rolls, I'm sorry, but I like Tootsie Rolls, and it is freaking good. I mean, it's like having candy. I know I'm not supposed to have a lot of them, so go ahead.
Yeah, it's kind of based on the strategy of not only dampening the appetite or suppressing it slightly, but also increasing energy. Because when people, especially after 2 or 3 days on a diet, you know that, I don't know how many people here get kind of edgy. Can you raise your hands? Yeah. So it ends up that you're irritable, and then you end up, I got to have some carbs, I got to have my stress food, I got to have my bagel. And also the fact that you wear out through the day, even if you make it to 6 or 7 o'clock at night, but these energy, or what our Appetite Chews will do, will give you that energy to go work out. If it's not go to the gym for 3 hours, at least for a walk around the block, where you can kind of burn off that nighttime meal. So it works fast. If you even kind of get into a stressful situation, which is a trigger for you to go ahead and get something to eat, some kind of comfort food, you have one of these, and probably within 5 to 7 minutes is what we generally experience. It'll flatten out that appetite and make you kind of make it past that temptation.
Chocolate. It's good. All right, let's touch on our meal replacement, Paul. You know, I'm very proud of this product. I've been a protein taker for a long time. We've spent a lot of time and effort sourcing the cleanest cold filtered whey protein in the country, and I can say that without hesitation, it's the best. We added to that the chia product. So it's a true meal replacement, and especially if you put it with almond milk or skim milk or whatever. Some people have that 200 calorie threshold. When you put almond milk or milk with it, you're going to be in that 200 calorie threshold. But It's an amazing product, but the thing that I'm very proud of, because it's all natural, you know, I mean, even the sweetener, everything's needed, and it's natural, is it tastes like a shake. I mean, like you went to Dairy Queen. It's that good. And that's important. I mean, really, nobody, you're going to take products if they don't taste good? I mean, honestly, no. It's okay. You can say no. I know you. I know how you people are. You're not going to take it if it doesn't taste good. So let's talk about it just briefly.
Yeah, well, when it was designed, it was really meant to use, as Scott said, the best available protein. And you see a lot of soy protein out there, which ends up to be...
Go ahead, Paul.
Okay, sorry. I thought you were asking me to take something.
No, go ahead.
That soy protein out there that's just very cheap, actually it's bitter, and you got to use a lot of sweetener or the artificial flavoring. Very nice, yes.
I feel like Vanna White.
I feel like he's like the lady on TV that helps hold up all the product, you know. So the whey protein is the best. It certainly gives a superior amino acid profile than pea protein. Those are the kind of the two other competitors, soy and pea, as well as the chia in it delivers omega-3s and gives you a little bit of fat along with the protein. So a meal by itself, if you want to use almond milk, if you want to use other things in the shake, but even without it, and there's new kind of studies coming out about the need for protein more at night, late in the day, combined with fat as opposed to carbs, you know, holding the carbs down to morning or early afternoon to help in weight loss as well. So
Great.
Very satisfying.
So it's part of our weight control package. You know, you've got the meal replacement, you got the appetite chews. So your weight management, you can, whatever you're trying to accomplish with your diet, that we have that product. And we'll be adding on things in the future. Okay, let's talk about your baby. This is your baby, okay? So I've got a list of questions here. We're going to hit a few of them. We're finally here, Paul. You've been on this journey for 17 years. What does it mean? Look at this. This is crazy. Look at this crowd of people. We have thousands of people around the country watching and online. What's it mean to finally be here?
This is really astounding. I mean, it's last time I was here, I walked out on stage and we were just as protected from the audience as we are here. And I saw all these faces for the first time when I got up on stage, and I was just overwhelmed. And when I called home later in the day, my wife said, you have a piece about you that, you know, I haven't heard in months. And I said, if I never get another clap, another applause, another kudo for the work I've done, the kind of the chrome mountain I've been climbing, trying to help people with their health, optimize health, as opposed to symptom suppression that's known in my world, the pharmacy world, that satisfied me. Because my role in the past as a pharmacist comes from a few years ago, as you might imagine. I had, where I owned, along with a hospital pharmacy, a corner drugstore that was basically the first line of defense in healthcare. And that's gone. Most of the independent pharmacies are gone. You have your chains now, or your big box retailers, or some of your supermarkets that have pharmacies. So the ability to go up and talk to the pharmacist, and the pharmacist to talk to you, is history. I mean, is it progress? I don't think so. Now people have to go to the emergency department or go to Ultra Care or something like that when they get sick, instead of going in and asking the pharmacist, what's this rash all about, and do I need to see a doctor, and he'd give you that advice. So seeing this and knowing that we've had a program put together that's evolved over all these years, and feel like I've had all the pieces. I've had the software, I've had the science, I've had the formulation. We have the distribution, the packaging to hook up to the hospital packaging machine. But I feel like I've been sitting on a siding, a train sitting on a siding. And now with Logan and IDLife, we have the engine. And this guy is not just an engine, he's a rocket.
That's good, Paul. Yes, he is. He's a rocket with multiple
Thrusters.
Yeah, thrusters. All right, let's talk technical just for a second. I've heard you use the term zero base for how our system is, the platform is set. Tell us about that.
Zero base would be starting with a clean slate, a clean piece of white paper, and say, what's the best way to make a nutritional program? where do we start? We don't start with a product like all other customized, or what they call customized nutrition. You have to be careful. A lot of those are just targeted for a 60-year-old man or a 40-year-old woman. They're not unique like we are. Everybody in this room would get something different. So it's really all the algorithms we have in it is so important. But instead of starting with a product, we started with a science. And Scott, we researched over 7,000 studies, a team of PhDs, MDs, pharmacists, and dietitians to look at all the science behind nutritional needs and at studies, randomly controlled clinical studies done on humans, and basically built all the algorithms, then built the assessment on top of that, only after we had the science. And after the assessment was done and building all the algorithms, about 4,000 algorithms, that every time you check a box or you make a mark, you make a selection, there's hundreds of little adjustments happening behind the screen that are personalizing your recommendation. But only then did we build the supplements. So we built it from ground zero. And while we have an investment in the supplements, what we really have an investment in is making it right. We have 28 to 30, it's kind of a little bit of a moving target as we grow. Supplements that will change tomorrow. If something better comes along, some new science, or some adverse science, a reason to take it out, a reason to block it, we'll change it, and we can change it in a day. We don't have to wait for it to sell out on the shelf. We don't have to wait for the warehouse to empty, because we're making every one of your nutritional programs on the spot that day using the best science.
Very good, and you answered a couple of the questions. I'm sure you guys got all that, right? We got it? You're right along with Paul. Shake your head like you're not numb. Very good. Got it. All right. I won't mention any names. That our COO Mark and I were in the packaging company this week looking at there, and one of our competitors' products was running in there, and it happened to be their multivitamin or their customized packaging, and it was 4 different packages of pills all in one deal, and they were running millions of them. And all I could think of standing there is, when you say, Paul, one size fits none.
Right.
And I stood there and I go, everyone is individually designed, and here's what our competition does. They run millions of pills, and I mean millions. This is a big company, millions of pills, and everybody, regardless if they're 80 or 18, male or female, is getting the exact same dose. And I thought, we are going to do something special. I mean, I watched it happen. I wanted to take a video, but I couldn't. All right, so we got time for maybe 1 or 2 more questions. Talk about chronobiology and chrononutrition, because it's key to what we're doing, and you always do such a good job of explaining why we have an AM packet and a PM packet.
Good distinction, Scott, because the products you saw, if they were being packeted, quite often other people say, well, we have AM, PM dosing, but what it may be is a total day's dose just split in half, right? They have 8 capsules, so they put 4 in the morning and 4 at night, and they call it, AM, PM dosing, which it is, but it's not chronodosing or chrononutrition or chronopharmacology. But chronobiology is really the science of allowing us to choose which drug, in some cases in medicine, or nutrient works at the appropriate time of day for 2 desired outcomes. One would be to optimize the reaction in the body, and secondly would be to reduce the unwanted, unneeded side effects. So you want both, and giving it at a particular time of day is going to do that. Now, chrononutrition is the application of that science with respect to supplements and food, and we're food-based. You're looking at your watch, Scott.
The timer's not running, Paul,
okay.
So I'm having to keep it on my own.
Okay. This is kind of the Scott and Paul show. So I did want to tell you how important it is when we do use chrononutrition and we know that a certain nutrient works at a best time of day. And I'm sitting here listening to Trevor. I mean, we're saying that we have, Logan is saying the right company, the right pay plan, the right place. And this is all, and we're talking about the right nutrient at the right time of day. And this just sounds like chrono-life. So,
a new word. Chrono life. We got
so
chrono ID chrono life. We'll figure it out.
But I did want to tell you one other thing quickly, because this is a commitment, and it's important science, and I almost turned away from it 5 years ago, and meaning that it's expensive. You know, we have to packet things separately, AM, PM, as you heard, have to make sure patient compliance, or that you remember to take your dinner packet along with your breakfast packet in the morning, your dinner packet at dinner. But 5 years ago, I was looking at it and saying, should I get off this train, this trail of chrononutrition? And I'm reading this book on biorhythms, and something that really convinced me was that my daughter, when she was 7 years old, about 35 years ago, was diagnosed with acute lymphocytic leukemia, terminal, 3 months to live. And she's alive today, but we took her down to Children's Hospital in Los Angeles. She was down there for about 2 months with 48 other children, all of which died. She's the only one that didn't die. And by the grace of God, a particular chemotherapeutic protocol came out of St. Jude's in Memphis, testing on a 7-year-old white female. And this worked, and that same protocol is probably 60% of it is used today. But I'm sitting there reading this study. It happened up at a hospital in Montreal, that they saw that children that took 5-mercaptopurine after dinner had a 300-fold chance of survival. And I'm sitting there just shivering and saying, is this why? So I went running into my wife and I said, Karen, when do you remember what time you gave Stephanie her meds? And she said, yeah, I always gave it to her at 6 p.m. because she would be vomiting in the morning from other meds, because it was quite an intricate and complicated pharmaceutical regimen that they had for her. So I came back and I just said, 300-fold chance of survival. And today, most children, if not all, are being given that medication after dinner. And they're also increasing now with other forms. Some of your heart medications are being given at the dinner dose, just like we give our heart supportive nutrition at the dinner dose. So it's available in the morning when you have about 70 to 72% of strokes and heart attacks occur between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. So that's where we want the nutrition available at that time of day. So I came back on fire for chrononutrition, and knowing that even though it is a little more expensive, it is a little bit more complicated, it works, it promotes health, and this is going to be my life.
Great. Thanks, Paul. We're glad you stayed with it. Well, you're going to get to hear more from Paul over the months and at our events, and you'll see things and great information that he'll be putting out, and we're already working on a bunch of new formulations and things we're going to be adding into ID Nutrition, and Logan's got us on task for about another half a dozen products, so we're working hard. So
it's more than that.
Absolutely. Guys, Paul Sullivan.
Okay.